All right. Wait, what was I gonna say? All right. Speaking of that, though, oh man, this is an amazing segue. Um, so we did talk about how you only main one craft most of the time, right? So let's talk about that actually. So you already told us how that came to be, but how about we talk more general here? Like, obviously, you're far too into it. I assume you just went into one craft because you liked it, or like, have you ever considered playing multiple on your off time? I understand you play other decks, but how much do you actually invest into other decks, if I may say, other classes?
Dailies. I mean, I did upload exactly one Havencraft video on the YouTube.
Oh my god, you did the
And never
research.
again.
Oh no.
Like I don't really invest too much in other decks, but like I also just happen to pull enough stuff for each deck that even though I don't focus on them, I'm still able to do days with them. Like I can still build decent decks with them and have vials to spare for spending vials on globes for my portals.
I see. Okay, so you mean
Like, oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, because I've been trying to play all the classes, right? Like on my channel and stuff like that. And it's really hard. Even if you want to make one deck for each class, but if it's just for dailies, I guess you can get by with a few key legendaries. I guess. Or how do you?
Yeah, like you can. So what I do is that I don't need to craft all the legendaries. I get a minimum amount. The temporary gems help a lot, right? So I can make minimum investments decks for other crafts and get away with dailies on unranked. Sometimes I can do take two or other arena forms, for example. But the advantage of playing only the one craft is one, I never ever had to worry about vials.
That's true. Yes.
That's why I openly spend all my vials on glows, just because I have them. I've got nothing else I'm going to spend it on, so I can just focus on maxing out my points on shiny Portalcrafts.
Yeah, that's one.
But
yeah, go on.
Yeah.
What?
Go on. Did you
No,
have
I was just saying you don't even invest everything into cards. You just some of it you invest into globes as well. So it's hypothetically, if you didn't spend those on globes, you can actually make decent decks outside of your craft as well.
I could build every single deck just fine. I just choose not to. Which of course obviously works against me, not just for dailies, but also I don't have the exact experience or knowledge of being because I don't play the other decks, I don't have the exact knowledge of what it's like in their shoes, so I have less knowledge when it comes to matchups and stuff.
Interesting, yes.
But I get shiny Portalcraft cards.
Yes, you do get all the shinies.
Like what I'm trying to say here is that soloing, maining exactly one craft, it's not actually as difficult as you might think. But I mean, if you're gonna take the game seriously, if you have the vials to play other decks, which you probably should spread out your stats on other decks.
Yeah.
But
there's more.
When it comes to content creation,
though, oh my god.
When it comes to content creation, I think that maining one craft has had its advantages in the sense that because people have it in their head that I am the Portalcraft guy. It makes I like to think that it makes my channel a bit more memorable because it's a lot more distinct, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because a lot of times, if you have a streamer that plays every single craft, like anyone can play every craft, right?
Are you calling me out?
You're a Haven main now.
Yeah.
You do have. Well, I don't know how much you actually stream Haven on your channel. I'm pretty sure. You're a Voltaire
Yeah.
main.
Yeah, people go to my channel. They have like 25% expectation Voltaire, 25% expectation Havencraft, and 50% any other class, basically.
But that's the thing. Is that people remember what you main, right?
Mm-hmm.
If because people can remember me as a Portalcraft guy, it's makes the channel more memorable, and it makes it easier to approach, right?
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
if someone has like a weird, like any questions or weird ideas about Portalcraft, I'm generally the guy that people will think to go to.
Yeah, and I think that's
And you
quite.
think that yeah, you go on.
No, I think that's quite unique because normally people would go to like pros and stuff, right? But yeah, because of your like sheer experience with Portalcraft, a lot of people like tend to go to you that way, which is like quite interesting to me, you know.
That's not to say I'm the best though.
Yeah.
I'm notorious for being quite bad with Artifact, for example. Despite playing Artifact for years now,
Always good with Portalcraft though,
I
let's be
still
honest.
find a billion ways to mess up. But it's for the content.
It's for the content. Thank you for following me, Lord. But yeah, here's the thing, right? I often give newbies recommendation, like for new players especially. Here's what I always tell them, right? Don't focus just on one class, especially when that class is like the current meta one, right? Like they just want to make one deck that's like the best and like via the other classes. Just because I think, in my opinion at least, like grinding your way up slow and steady, but having variety to play every day, like every class, is a lot more of a rewarding experience long term than like using one deck and then maybe like the next expansion it'll be like a bad class, so you have to like stick with it or like try to transition to another class for some, like, you know what I mean, right? So I feel
I agree.
So I
Like-
always tell new players like never invest only in like one or two classes, you know, like it's better to go slow and steady because honestly, what are you going to get up there, right? It's just going to be more sweaty tryhards. That's my take anyways, but you're kind of the antithesis of that. That's basically what's what's interesting here.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I agree. I'm very open and clear to any new players that enter my stream and ask me questions. I'm not the role model. Like, don't follow in my footsteps. Like I'll tell people the decks that they should be investing into, how they should be spending vials. Like, don't put all your eggs in one craft like I do. Like, I'm not the guy to go to. I'm not the most smartest. I'm not the most smartest. I'm not the best player. Like, but I can at least give people the direction that they need to get started. Like, if anyone happens to want to play Portalcraft as one of their first decks, I tell them don't. But if they really want to know about Portalcraft, then they can stick around.
Yeah.